Hi friends, here with this week's tea of the week, and this week I have green Earl Grey. We call it Earl Green around here. If you are a fan of Earl Grey and you want to learn to love green tea, Earl Green might be just for you. So I'm going to get it brewing and tell you some more about it. What I've chosen to make it for you in today is our Simple Brew teapot. We love this Simple Brew teapot around here, and I want to show you something. This is the Earl Green, and the Earl Green is a beautiful large leaf souchong style tea, and it's very leafy and fluffy. And so this is our good old friend Earl Grey. Our organic Earl Grey is a #1 bestseller. If you love Earl Grey tea and you haven't tried our organic Earl Grey yet, please do. But if you want to get into green tea, this Earl Green is going to be the thing. Now I want to show you these two. So these are both 4 grams of tea, and you can see how much more we have here and how much less we have here. So measuring, this is always a thing, people, how much tea do you use? And so I'm gonna go ahead and get this steeping. This is 4 grams, I'm gonna throw it right in this little pot. It's green tea, you know green tea is a brat, so we use 160-degree water. And so we have our kettle that our water's exactly at 160. I'm gonna go ahead and get this steeping. Now, because this is a green tea, lower water temperature, 160 degrees, so that we don't make it bitter. And that shorter steeping time, just 3 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going. Put the Simple Brew lid on. There actually is a little hole in the top of this lid, and you wanna have that lined up directly away from your spout. That's how all teapots pour well. There we go. So we'll let that steep. So as I said, this is a really fluffy tea. When we talk about measuring tea, people talk about all the time, how much tea do you use? What you want to use is 2 grams of tea per 8 ounces of water, which, if it's a tea like a black tea that's nice and dense, that's going to be a spoonful. If it's a really fluffy tea that is really large leaf like this, oh my gosh, these leaves are so beautiful. It's just a big twisted tea leaf, and when they completely steep all the way out, they're large leaves and they're really beautiful to look at. You can actually see, I love these teas because sometimes after you've steeped them a few times, and this is definitely a tea you want to save for when you have time to steep it 2 times, maybe 3 times, even 4. But once you've done that, those tea leaves kind of return to exactly the shape of what was plucked in the field. And so I always find that so fascinating, being a crazy, insane tea lover person. Okay, and so these are great big leaves. So that amount of tea really matters in the ultimate flavor. So let's say if you were just going to measure this tea by the spoonful, you are going to have a tea that doesn't have much flavor because you really haven't gotten very much tea in there. Some of these that are really large leaf like that, I actually tend to pinch rather than measure if I'm not weighing. And to have a little scale, if you're a super fussy person and you always want to get it just right, that's a good thing to do too. So the amount of tea you use is where flavor comes from. If you find a tea light and delicate, a lot of people love Earl Grey, and let me tell you a little bit about that. The thing that makes anything Earl is the addition of bergamot. Bergamot is a citrus fruit that's indigenous to Turkey, and you don't eat the fruit, it's only used for its essence. And you know what I mean, if you've ever squeezed the zest of a lemon or a lime, you know what we're talking about. That's that essential oil that comes right out of that zest. And so that's what perfumes or scents anything that's an Earl Grey tea. So Earl Grey is a black tea scented with bergamot, and Earl Green is a green tea that's also simply scented with bergamot. So Earl Grey is not a flavoring, it's not an additive, and it isn't something that's blended with the tea, it's a fragrance. And so we refer to these as scented teas. So we have true leaf teas and we have blended teas, and then there's this whole category of scented teas, and this is one of those. And so like I said, if you want to get into green tea and you're a big fan of Earl Grey, I think Earl Green would be just right for you. So 3 minutes has gone by. The wonderful thing about this Simple Brew teapot is once your tea is steeped for the length of time that you like, you do need to pour all of the tea off. See how nicely that pours? We've got that breathing hole lined up right directly from the spout, and it will pour in smoothly and perfectly. Now here's what's cool, is your tea leaves are still in here, and when you are ready for another little pot of tea, you just pour some more 160-degree water over these same leaves and steep it again. If you want to coax more flavor from the leaves, instead of 3 minutes, you can increase your steeping time to 3.5 minutes, maybe add 30 seconds more for each subsequent steeping. All right, look at this. It is just crystal clear, beautiful, has that wonderful green color that we absolutely love. We'll give it a taste. So it's green tea. Health benefits are that big boost of antioxidants that help boost your immune system. It's delicious. This one would be great for anytime that you know a person loves Earl Grey and you would love to get them into green tea and introduce them to the wonders of Earl Grey. I think they would really enjoy it. So it is our tea of the week. It is available at teamarket.com for 10% off this week only, and it's available in the shop for $3 a glass or a cup. And we hope you give it a try. We look forward to seeing you soon with next week's Tea of the Week.